All right, hello. Welcome to my stream today, which is jumping back to an earlier theme that I did before. Kind of finished with Commodore 64 and Spectrum games for now. So I'm returning to, for one, Donkey Kong Country kind of rip-offs and stuff, which this definitely is in the category of, as well as Korean DOS games, which I did a little bit ago playing Jurassic War with my brother. But today what we're doing is playing Barbarian, a Korean game very much inspired by Donkey Kong Country, and all you need to see is the front cover here to get an idea of the inspiration. This is how I was introduced to the game, was just by seeing this box art on the Twitter account Cool Box Art. Let's see. So then I went searching for it. I found an entry for it on Sam Durbu's History of Korean Gaming on Hardcore Gaming 101, which I will show you now. Ta-da! I talked about this article series during the Jurassic War stream, but it's well worth checking out if you're interested in the history of Korean gaming. Very fascinating stuff. But there's entries on lots of different developers. This one in particular started in 1993, was defunct by 1998, transitioning to more serious software rather than games. Some of the other things they worked on, CN Art, Shmups, fighting games, more shmups, beach volleyball. This is a kind of beat 'em up with pre-rendered CG graphics, which became sort of all the rage. This one is spoken pretty highly of, Adventure of TP. In particular, this screenshot is fascinating with this dragon being the only pre-rendered element and everything else being pixel art. But Barbarian is here with an entry, and this is all I knew about it for a while. After that, they did another fighting game, and this kind of hybrid of CG and hand-drawn graphics platformer, which looks pretty interesting. And that was it. There's a few more entries here on cancelled games that were never released. So this is all just a bit of background before we start the game. But yeah, just looking at the screenshots, you can tell what the inspiration was, and that interested me as a big DKC fan. Okay. Just make sure we're set up here. Whoops. So I'll start the game in a second, but there's a couple other things I want to say about it first. It's not just the sort of cover art that is inspired by that same cover art from Donkey Kong Country, with DK swinging on a vine. Rambi has been replaced by some kind of Triceratops or something. The very cover itself proclaims its inspiration. I'm told by this blog post from a Korean games reviewer. These are some of the things we got to look forward to. I'm very looking forward to this sunglasses wearing version of the main character. But yeah, in here, which I've translated with Google Translate, it talks about how this sort of text on the cover here at an angle that's red with a yellow underline says... this apparently says, the Korean PC version of Donkey Kong appears. This is according to Google Translate. And that review also says that the back of the box contains the phrase, the splendid action of two Donkey Kongs, which might be a reference to it supporting two-player multiplayer mode, which it doesn't actually support. So they were upfront with what they were homaging and inspired by. This game's very poorly documented on the internet, so apart from the hardcore gaming feature and this Korean language blog post, the only other things I found about it were this is where I downloaded it from, oldgames.ru, a good source also for Slam Dunk Kong, which is a very similar kind of game to this. So there's a sort of review for that here on the main page, as well as some screenshots and videos, and a download for the game as well, which this is where I got it from. The second one, which is larger, has audio files, comes in a bin and queue format. I wanted to also explain how I'm running the game, because when I was testing it, I had trouble getting it to run properly with sound and music. This is another video that I saw linked. Agamemnon 3 has a 10-minute video. That's the most footage that I could find for the game online. So with that out of the way, let's get into the game and I'll tell you how I ran it. So I'm using Dosbox X. Yep, that's what I wanted. But specifically, I'm using the build of Dosbox X that has SDL2 support. So I'm using the x64 SDL2 release of Dosbox X. And what I've done is mounted the bin and queue that I found from oldgames.ru, specifically telling it to take the queue file and mount that SD drive. I should probably reset this and go through that process. Ding. Okay. So we're in Z. In the menus, I've gone to drive D, mount a disk, point to that queue file that I downloaded, and then mount D. And within D, we have bar.exe. And run that, and that's all you need. And here we are. Oof. And it was a bit of a process getting to that point, so yeah. There we saw the logos for the companies involved. I'll talk more about them in a minute. But this text is pretty cool. This is an introduction to the world of Barbarian. I've translated the text here as well through Google Translate, so I'll read to you what the translation is. As life on Earth is born and that life evolves, the barbarian of the apes, the ancestor of the present human, red-green, once existed on this earth. Those who are innately peace-loving, living in a group in a quiet valley, I was attacked by terrifying dinosaurs and wild beasts, overcoming it based on the strength of the group. They were enjoying all the natural benefits. Then, at some point, a great disaster began. Together with many living things in the face of an irreversible natural disaster, even the barbarians could not use their strength and collapsed. Trapped in ice due to natural disaster, barbarians wander through the ice and hit the Thor. I was finally able to get out of the ice. Our main character Barbarian, who looked around, in search of his former hometown and his lover, Vienna, the adventure of life and death begins. So it's not a perfect translation, clearly, but that gives you an idea of what the plot's about. Our main character, who looks like a very bright red gorilla, is actually some kind of primitive pre-human ancestor type thing. Contending with dinosaurs, but was frozen in... You saw a volcano, that was the natural disaster. Ended up frozen in a glacier and thawed out eventually. And now his goal is to find his hometown and his lover Vienna, although we'll have to find out if they still exist in this modern era. I don't really know how much time is supposed to have passed. Anyway, only a few options on the menu, but we'll hit that. That's what we got, and I'll just hit start and we'll get going. So I'm very glad I got this working on the SDL2 build with the sound effects, because I was about to play this game with... okay. What? Oh, the SDL2 build clearly has different controls. I have to set this up again. Yeah, like I said, I was getting ready to play this. Oh no, what's going on? I was getting ready to play it with only music, but I found a more compatible way to do it with the SDL2 build. So clearly I need to set up my controls again. So that's that. Control Alt. That should still be right. I don't know what's going on with my controller then. Let me just check something. Oh, it's actually recognizing the controller to some extent. I don't want it to do that though. This wasn't a problem on the SDL1 build. Ugh. Sorry. So apparently that's a little quiet actually, but apparently when our friend Barbarian dies, he has the sound of a dolphin. Okay, now it's not. So I need to... Nah. I think I should be able to play like this. Oh no, scratch that. The controls are all messed up. I don't know what's happening with that. I keep crouching for no reason. I'm gonna try like closing down the game and relaunching it, because we started with a build with a thing already running. All right, should be easy enough. Just need to mount that drive again. The other thing that the Hardcore Gaming 101 review says is that it's quite short, so it should be okay if I lost a bit of time up front. So I'll just see if this makes a difference. I'm sure the Dreamsoft sound is not supposed to sound like that. Yeah, so start. Please work this time. Oh good, nope. It keeps wanting me to go to the left. This is a little better. And I can at least save state. Oh, it's asking me for that. Hold on. That says, do you want to quit? Yes and no. Where was it? Capture. Save load options. No remark when saving state. Okay. So now I'll be able to save state without it bothering me about it. Man, this is really frustrating me right now. We got Master DS in chat. Hi, how's it going? Saying it's tropical freeze. Yeah. So we are the gorilla in the icy environment. I really don't like this, like, automatically moving me around thing. Okay, I've unplugged my controller and it's still doing it. That's quite frustrating. Oh, you should see this at least. This is the game over screen when you lose all your lives. If you say no, you go back to the game. So you hit N. Oh, sorry. If you hit N, that's no, continue. And he steps into the headstone and accepts his fate, I guess. To answer your question, Brian, there's no mid-air jump off a roll. I'll show you the mechanics when I can get my controls sorted out. But yeah, they've aped, forgive the expression, the aesthetics of Donkey Kong Country without getting the gameplay of it quite right. Is the high-level overview of this game in general, but that's one example of it. So if you select yes to continue, there's a different animation where he walks back and gets caught in a beam of light. So I'm going to start up Dosbox again, but this time I will do it a little bit differently and hopefully that works. So I'm going to plug my controller in after I've started. So just tell it no remark, pick the right image, the cue, mount D, and run bar.exe. Oh, golly, gee willikers. Oh, that's a cool mode of Donkey Kong dying. That looks like it's from Jungle Climber, maybe? Where'd you get that? It's nice. So I don't have the controller plugged in, and I'm going to see what happens now. Seems promising. Okay, so now that that is loaded, I'll plug it in and see if I get better results. Sorry about this. So no. Oh. Okay, so we're not getting those weird problems with inputs not happening the way they should, but we're also not having our controls set up properly, apparently. I set them up using a different build of Dosbox, and I wonder if that's affecting it. So I just need to troubleshoot the controls now. Enjoy the idle animation, by the way. So Alt should be jump, but I definitely have that set up. So I don't know why it's not doing it. I have a save state button on Dosbox X, which is very handy. Control is throw your weapon, Z is change the weapon, and that's interesting. Yeah, so I've got that mapped to this button. If only jump worked, that's the main thing. Everything else seems fine, I just can't jump. So let's see if I can change it to the other alt, maybe? Oh, that works. Okay, cool. We finally got the control set up. Oh boy, sorry about all that. So we'll go back and we'll start the game from the start. And this time I'll be going through using my save states. We've seen the continue screen, so we've shown that much at least. Oh, you made the emote yourself. That's really cool. One of Master DS's own emotes. Also has one of Cruncher, it looks like, saying yes. That's really cool. I've only got one custom emote and it's Bubsy. I'm happy with that. So yeah, let's talk about the mechanics of this a little bit. We do have a health system, unlike Slam Dunk Kong, which is the other kind of East Asian Donkey Kong Country ripoff that I've played from DOS that I played on the stream. Yeah, cool. So the sort of stylized version of myself hanging off a tree is my health bar. It's a little bit abstract. It doesn't always update itself when you get hurt, so it's a bit hard to tell. But he'll start looking more sad the more he gets hit, eventually. But I also have a life, a number of life counter next to that, and there's extra one-ups that we can find. There's also ammunition and thrown weapons, so to deal with enemies that are out of reach, you can throw axes like such, or switch them for spears, which have a different thrown arc. I think if you tap, it goes that far. If you hold, it goes further. Same with jumping. Hold down the button to jump higher. And because there's like this long wind up on the jump animation, if you just tap it, he'll just start to crouch before jumping. So it plays the start of the animation without actually starting a jump. It's pretty unusual in that way. But yeah, you also have no air control. So that's a huge problem. Once you jump, you're committed to it. If you don't jump straight up, that's all. You're just going straight up. If you jump straight forward... Oh, okay. You can actually arrest your momentum in midair, but you can't go backwards. So you can stop the momentum of a jump, but you can't control your direction during a jump, if that makes sense. So I'll go back to my save state. So we have the maximum life counter possible. I've actually taken a few hits in this save, as you can tell from my sort of crying face, which looks a little bit Kiddy Kong-esque. So you can damage enemies with these projectile weapons, but you can also damage them by bopping them, as I've been demonstrating. This has a strange quirk to it, where, you know, a lot of platform games, you'll automatically bop off the top of an enemy by jumping on them. I'm actually going to quit since I've lost health as of that save state. But you don't automatically bop off the top of an enemy when hopping on them in this game. See, I'll show you what happens if you just land on an enemy like so. You sort of stand on top of the massive platform, but they'll have invincibility frames. You'll then fall through them, and then you will be damaged by them. So you need to actively press the jump button again after bopping on the top of an enemy's head while they're invincible. Otherwise you'll take damage yourself. So it's a very strange system, which can only be put down to, you know, the developer not being experienced with platform game development. But it does result in a kind of unique mechanic that I've never seen before in a platform game. You've got to give it that much at least. Let's see, what else should I explain? There's not much else to it except for the roll, as Master DS was asking about. There's also a little fern pick up there. I don't know what that does, but these penguins are a huge problem because you jump through the top of this platform and right into them, but we can deal with them with axes as such. Now the roll. So you press down to crouch and that moves the camera as well. If you press down while running or walking, then you do a roll. This is not an attack. It will not damage an enemy. I'll demonstrate this. I still get hurt. It's also not a Donkey Kong Country style roll jump in air thing, because as I just demonstrated, you roll off a platform and then you fall. So it really doesn't seem to be much use for anything at all. Maybe we can figure out something that it can be used for later on, but as of right now, it's a completely useless mechanic as far as I can tell. So as you can see, we're in a world of both dinosaurs and birds, which is pretty interesting. I was talking before, I don't know when Barbarian is supposed to have been thought out, how long it's been, but the fact that there's penguins around suggests it's been very long indeed, many millions of years to the modern day. If they, well, I don't know, mammals of this type were not coexisting with dinosaurs anyway, so that's already a conflation of history. So it has to be one of those lost world situations where we're on an island where dinosaurs survived. And alongside them, we have other modern animals such as penguins. So that's our justification. Okay, so those spiky ice things, they will kill you if you fall into them, as such. But they will not kill you if you walk into them. There was a bunch of them blocking the way. Okay, so another quirk of the... Are you kidding? Fall damage? I didn't know this game had fall damage. Another quirk of the air momentum system is you can't reverse your direction, but you can... Sorry, hold on. So I jump, I move forward, I stop, but I can move forward again. I don't know if this really needs explaining, but you can't turn around in the air, but you can sort of move forward in air by degrees. Okay, does that make sense? I guess the food items like the fern and the mushroom, there's some bananas over there too that I didn't pick up, contribute to getting me an extra life, because the weightlifting ape that was shown up there was an extra life token, but I also got one from picking up that other mushroom. So it must be you grab a few of those and you get a 1-up. That must be it. Alright, so we're all good. Just fighting more penguins. Between the penguins and... The music has very slight Donkey Kong Country 3 vibes, I would say. It's not huge, but... Yeah, I don't know. All the DKC games have snow levels. Okay, so we can't go that way. Can I bop off the head of this dinosaur to get up here, which I did with the penguin just before? Yes, but that doesn't help me, I don't think. Yeah, that's no good. So clearly, I'm missing something. You actually fall through that. That's just a death. Was this whole direction just a trap? What's going on here? You can't get here without bopping an enemy. So one thing I read in the Korean language review was that sometimes you use thrown axes to knock down stalactites to aid platforming. So that might be what's expected of me here. By the way, I can't throw an axe during a jump. You can only do it from the ground. I do like the SD form of the gorilla that appears whenever you die in the water like that. I'd suddenly turn chibi with a giant head, briefly. Well, I don't know what to do here. Can I do this? I can't get enough distance. Thank you. I guess I'll go back up, find a way around. Oh. So, I didn't show it before, but when you encounter this wall of spiky ice earlier. Oh, okay. That's cool. So the camera position doesn't update while you're crouching. That's new. Let's try and kill this penguin. Okay, done. Bizarre. Just strange. Alright. Oh, no! Alright, so now we know what to do. At least. Cool. That's perfect. So I'll save state there. Then we can jump from the edge of this. Ooh. Yes! And that's level 1 complete after 25 minutes. Oh, I saw this on the video. This is amazing. Just surprise judo flip on an elephant out of nowhere. Fantastic. I very much approve of this. It looks like it actually reset our ammo count when going into this next level, so we should not be afraid to use our weapons. Thanks, Brian. Oh. By the way, we have a new music track, which is nice. The 2 gameplay videos that are on oldgames.ru, they're only brief, they're 4 minutes long and they both stay inside the first level, but neither of them have the music, sadly. So yeah, at least Agamemnon 3's gameplay video has, as I have eventually managed to do, successfully play the music and the sound effects. So that, again, the way I did that was by using the SDL2 build of Dosbox X. Okay, so getting new kinds of challenges here. Oh boy. Okay, so impacted on a penguin and then fell on the spikes. Very deadly. Okay, see you later, Master DS. No, I'm not going for 100%. I'm just going to try and complete the game. I don't know if there are any collectibles, so I guess completing the game on its own is a 100% run. So I guess yes, I'm going for 100%. Hopefully I can do it in the length of one stream. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. See ya. No, stop it. Okay. So I took a few hits, but I think I'm fine. Thanks. It takes a lot of axes to knock that down, but this is the mechanic I was warned about, so I'm glad I read that. I'm glad I translated that blog post. Again, I'm having to bop off the... like, hit the jump button every time I land on an enemy, or else I'll take extra damage. What? A human? Why are there humans here? What the heck? Not just a human, an ice skater. Can anyone identify the kind of cultural dress that this character is wearing? Alright, so that explains something about the setting of the game, where in human times, relatively modern times, compared to Barbarian's home era, where he's a precursor to humanity. Kind of a missing link. Hey, Gibbon! Were they high or low? How are the reviews for this game? Bad. The few that I've read, yeah, criticize the play control. One of them says the game's really ugly, another one says that it looks really good. Oh, what's this? A different kind of upgrade. So we saw the weightlifting ape before as an extra life token, but what does this do? Oh, okay, it's also an extra life, but in a different shape. But there were also some axes next to it, which I thought were part of the pickup, but it was just separate axe pickups. Yeah. Hi, Gibbon. I don't know if I said that, but yes. This is another East Asian DOS game that rips off Donkey Kong Country. After playing Slam Dunk Kong, these are all the rage, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so I can't go that way. Can I drop through platforms? No. I don't know what that little jingle was about. I did not do it. I might have. Thanks. So Slam Dunk Kong was a Taiwanese developed game that also got a release in Korea. This was made in Korea, and But according to, again, the blog post, which I should say the name of out loud, because it was that good, jampuri.egloos.com. That's the home site for that. Yeah, they did a lot of research about the game, clearly. And, oh, I know what I have to do here. Knock down these stalactites, or icicles, which takes a lot of hits. I only just had enough axes. So I should be able to cross that wall of spikes now. Nuts. Yeah, so the final paragraph on the Jampuri Aglu's review talks about how this game was ported to Taiwan. So, yeah, like I said, Slam Dunk On was a Taiwanese game that was ported to Korea. This is a Korean game that was ported to Taiwan. Oh, I've run so low. Oh, I had some kind of overflow on my axes, so now I have 71. I don't know where they came from, but that's fine. Again, they have a different arc depending on how long you hold the button, but they're still very bad at hitting things that are directly in front of you. Cool. Yeah, I just like totally cheesed my way into extra axes. That looks like a bigger penguin up there, but I can't move the camera up. I can only move it down. So I guess we'll be meeting that penguin later. Yes, a land where dinosaurs and penguins coexist is pretty wild, so to speak. Can you stop pecking me, please? What have I done? That was so stupid. Let's do it properly this time. Can bop on this guy, avoid that one, and axe the top penguin a question. Perfect. Now we're all good. So you can't... I had some trouble there. If you're facing one way, you can't then jump the other way. You have to turn around, because you do have air movement, but only in a forward direction. Okay, there we go. And here's the big penguin who is throwing eggs at me, I guess. I'm gonna try and bop its head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits to kill the big penguin, and that's the end of the stage. Oh yes, I'm so glad. That's perfect. The microphone stand just clipping all over the place. It seems that Barbarian has fully embraced modern culture. Amazing. You might not have seen it earlier, Gibbon, but it was in the video that Julius posted in Discord 3 or 4 months ago, which is when I first found out about this game. The first cutscene is Barbarian surprising an elephant and then flipping it over his head in a kind of judo maneuver, and the elephant just flying through the air and landing on its back. It was kind of Final Fantasy VI Sabine suplexing a train vibes, if you ask me. So this is a different kind of level structure. I like how they're experimenting a bit with the arrangement of the level design. Like, we're not all just going left to right here. This is kind of doubling back on itself and stuff. Oh, bit of an audio fault there. Okay, music's back. This is odd music. I don't know what to say about this particular track, but I'm glad it's playing. Are you kidding me? The weapons are so weak. Just the arc of them. Reminds me of the basketball projectile attack in Slam Dunk On, which also had a very strange arc to it. It was very hard to aim properly. Ugh. So I've taken a few hits, but I'm still okay. You can survive a few. And here's another one-up, which is in yet a different configuration. Or it might be the same as the second one. I don't remember. So I think food heals you, and by collecting a certain amount of it, you'll get a 1-up. But who knows, really? This game has a lot of strange things going on, so... yeah. So you can sort of overlap your sprite on the spiky ice to some extent, but I think if you get too close to landing next to it, I don't know, it's weird. Okay. Oh, I see. So I was there before. Oh, it's got a little preview of the next boss, I think. Ugh. Well, I cheesed my way to a victory over that penguin. Yeah, so basically I'd agree with the Korean language review I read on Egloos. The game plays really poorly, has strange ideas about controls and stuff, but it looks really interesting. I don't know if it looks good, but it's got a very distinctive look to it. And you probably didn't hear this given, but the box itself declares that this is the Korean PC version of Donkey Kong Country, so they're very upfront with their inspiration. That was a very skinny, malnourished looking polar bear, I gotta say. I put it out of its misery. So by clearing the polar bear, we've, I guess, made it to stage 2. Oh my gosh, what the heck? This is an auto-scroller. Okay. Oh boy, that's great. So we don't have our normal arsenal underwater. Instead, we have this kind of dagger thing. Not explained where Barbarian found the dagger. You can move freely around, but if you hit the bottom of the screen, it damages you. And all these other things will damage you too, I expect. I attacked the leaf and it blew up. Yeah, no shame at all. No shame given. You're correct. It was actually... I talked about this on the Jurassic War stream a bit, but part of the history of Korean gaming was that there wasn't a concept of copyright before a certain point, so developers just liberally ripped off stuff made by other companies, particularly foreign companies, and it's clear in this case that they're ripping off Rare and Donkey Kong Country, but they weren't even trying to hide that fact on the box. But at a certain point it wasn't illegal, but when copyright protection laws were finally passed in Korea, that definitely impacted game development pretty severely. Okay, so did I get a checkpoint there? It's unclear to me exactly. But yeah, interesting new kind of level structure here. It's almost a shmup the way it's auto-scrolling to the right. But I, of course, only have this short-range attack. And we've still got those invincibility frame problems with enemies. They can still damage you, especially because, much like the jump, my stabbing animation is very long, with a long wind-up and cooldown to it. Oh, these are damaging too, apparently. And I can't move upwards while I'm attacking, and I can't face left to attack either, so if enemies are approaching me from behind, I really can't do anything about it. Now, what do you think these critters are? I think, I think they're probably squids. Yeah, it's a little hard to make out their sort of head structure, but I think it's a squid. These look like a primitive kind of, oh, you're kidding, kind of shark creature from history, antiquity. We also saw those odd, I'm not sure what they are. These ones up here to the left, possibly a kind of reptile, maybe, not sure. I wonder if I can hit that button again. I think I managed to damage both grasses last time by hitting the button. Like, it doesn't make the animation happen again, but it might activate the damage trigger again during the animation. Yeah, it did, I think. Hard to tell. I wonder if I can double hit an enemy using that. Probably not, because they still have their iframes then. Yeah. Oh, this is so brutal. It's so hard to damage an enemy because... yeah, and by hitting this one at the bottom of the screen, I'm unable to move up, so if I don't time it just right, I will get damaged by the bottom of the screen as I'm doing that attack against that grass back there. Anyway, we're past those kind of shark lizard things now, so... some of these look a bit like aquatic dinosaurs that I am passingly familiar with. I'm not sure about this though. I've been seeing a lot of art and depictions of sort of prehistoric cetaceans that people are posting on the Echo the Dolphin Discord, Caverns of Hope. It kind of reminds me of one of those, maybe, but it's hard to tell. This one's clearly some kind of fish, I guess, thanks to the orientation of the tail. You can tell that. A proto-shark. Whereas this one, the way it moves, you can tell it's got a vertically aligned fin at the back. So it could be a proto-cetacean. A prehistoric whale. And you can tell from my crying Kitty Kong face, I'm only 1 or 2 hits away from death. So I'm going to try and be careful. I'll actually save state here. Because I think with careful movement you could probably get through these, but you can't count on it the way this game's designed. Yikes. Okay. I don't want to hurt them, they're so cute. And yes, that weapon counter in the top left is there, even though I can't use those weapons right now. It's also reset me to 10, I see. No more glitched amounts for me. I'm glad you can experience this music. Everybody should. I'm gonna turn it up actually. Yeah, baby. Oh, those things aren't supposed to do that. Why did it jump off the floor? Oh, maybe they can. I'm not sure. It seems like they're the kind of organism that's rooted onto the floor. Some kind of Nidarian anemone, some such. Oh, okay. That was the water level. That's the end. So stage 3 is a cave. Classic DKC environment. Oh, of course. What the heck? Where did this rocket come from? Okay. Fantastic. We went to space, but we're still in a cave. Maybe we're on the moon. The gravity's no different. That's so good. I'm happy about this. Oh, okay. So these Stalag Mites that don't look any different from these ones will result in your instant death. Can I jump over them? No, so I can't get over there. But we can see some new fruit types. There's cherries up there, there's grapes down there. I will get you fruits. I'll get you. Oops. Precarious platforming in this stage. I don't know what kills you, but something does. Okay, whatever. At least you do have like decent air control in terms of you only move while you're pushing forward. It's not like a Castlevania jump. Now I wonder if this game has climbing. I haven't determined that yet, but that really tripped me up at the start of the Slam Dunk Kong stream where I didn't have the up button mapped. So, oops, I loaded instead of saving there, sorry. So you're supposed to climb up a chain quite early in Slam Dunk Kong, but I couldn't do it. Oh, okay, there was another platform there. And a new enemy type, the snake, the snaky snake. And something is throwing, or are they leeches? I think they're leeches. I should be able to hop on there. Okay, I hopped on one and the other one damaged me. Great, goodbye leech. So low to the ground, very difficult to... Okay, I tried to knock that down with an axe. Okay, I had to hit it higher up. But I'm actually quite low on axes. Oh good, here's some more. So Gibbon's mnemonic, or mnemonic, as she says. I would say mnemonic, as in mnemosyne, the Greek muse, I think. Anyway, stalagmites might hang from the ceiling, but they don't, while stalactites hang tight to the ceiling. The way I learned it was that stalagmites might one day reach the ceiling if they continue growing, while stalactites have to hold on tight to the ceiling, otherwise they'll fall down, which is the same as yours. But yeah, the stalagmite bit is different. Maybe I could just make that jump. Oops. Well, that's no good. Strange jingle there. Oh, come on. Okay, cool. I like the subversion in your mnemonic though. Oh, I can hit it from here. Okay, cool. Yeah, basically, however you remember it, stalactites have to hold on tight is the way to go. The other one I've heard is, because they're also spelled slightly differently, stalag mites have a G in them and G is for ground, and stalactites have a C and C is for ceiling. But I think that's not as easy to remember. Okay. Oh, is this climbing? Are we climbing? What? It kind of looked like a... Oh, there is climbing. Great. Oh, look at that. Swinging animation, climbing. What a broad back this fellow has. My goodness. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I can jump from there. So yes, climbing is a factor. Good to know. A new enemy type. Is this a bat? It's like a bird with spikes. I guess it's kind of like a dinosaur. Yeah, some kind of dinosaur. Oh, I want that. Just go grab that. Oh. I guess those spikes killed me? What? Some spikes killed me. I don't understand what's going on there. But if I can grab this and then land on here, yep, then we're good. And you can bop off those dinosaurs. Lovely. So where's the end of the level? It must be downstairs. So I think you're supposed to land here, walk over there, and then traverse those lower bits. But you can skip that if you go over here, maybe. Or maybe not. This is very strange. Maybe the end of the level is just here. Yeah, it is. Okay, great. Oh, I love these. These are the best reward. These little animations at the end of levels. Amazing. Ouch. Let me see if I've got any more notes about this game to read out. Oh yeah, that's important. While searching for this game, it's actually one of the reasons why it's tricky to find information about it is because there's other games called Barbarian. It's a common title, probably thanks to Conan the Barbarian. Those books and movies being very popular. And then there's games based on them, games that rip them off. So there's a lot of games called Barbarian, basically. Including 2 that are on DOS, which makes it even harder. So this was released for DOS, but this is 1996. The other ones are 1987 and 88. One of them was clearly a response to the other one. See, my axe counter did not actually increment there, which is very strange. Oh, that's a death. And again, it's just really weird how I have sort of a dolphin sound effect when I die. So the Signosis one is the more famous of the 2 Barbarians, clearly. That's a side-scroller where you're, manly barbarian type, and you have to, I don't know, traverse some dungeons. It's a pretty famous game. The other one by Palace Software is also known as Death Sword. It's a fighting game. Oh, you gotta really line yourself up with these, whatever they are, ropes, I guess? They could be long, thin stalactites. Oh, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, there we go, finally. I better save state up here. Yeah, and then they have a bunch of sequels and remakes and stuff too, so... particularly the Psygnosis one. So having a more famous game with the same name is not good for your SEO. As well as being quite obscure, although the Hardcore Gaming 101 article about Korean gaming notes that CN Art, their games, while not particularly well reviewed usually, seem to be more available than other Korean games for the most part. Oh, fine. By the way, note the texture on this, how it looks normal in bits, but then it's just like horrendously stretched on the bits. That's not great. Not a great look. I noticed some horribly stretched textures during the opening FMV as well, by the way. I can play that again later, given if you want to see that, having missed it, but yeah. Come on. It's so hard to bop the leeches. Alright. I saw that one up. Even though I'm save stating a lot, I might as well grab the one up when I see it. Wait a minute, that's not a one up. Or is it? Hold on. I have 9, I have 8, and then I went... But it also added to my axe total. See, it's a guy throwing an axe. Yeah, okay. So these ones give you a life and a bunch of whatever weapon is shown. Which sometimes is a spear and sometimes an axe. Which now makes me wonder if the weightlifting ape pickup has a secondary effect. Oh, cool. I didn't realize I could continually roll. That's actually nice. Maybe just for getting around faster. So that's a speedrun tactic. Keep that in mind. Guess I have to jump on these perfectly spherical boulders, but I'm not sure how to get that other fruit. This music's quite rad, actually. I'm digging it a lot. Yeah, this way. Ah, snake! Oops. Oh well. Okay, I'm almost dead, but I can just play carefully and I'll be alright. Oops, I accidentally turned around. That was a problem. I didn't need to load state there. Oh well. Oh my gosh! Holy hell! So that's our next boss, I guess. It put us all the way back to the start of the stage when I died. Ain't nobody got time for that. I just have to beat this boss without ever getting hit. It looks kind of like an Ankylosaurus, which is nice. That's my favorite dinosaur, by the way. So I don't want to kill one, but this one is very threatening. You can see the spines on the back and stuff. It's a little bit Stegosaurus-y, but with smaller plates. It also has 2 heads, which is not a common feature on many dinosaurs that I know of. Also the fire breathing. Alright, now that it's not paying attention to us, we can lob some axes at the back. Since I have so many, I don't mind about using them up. Okay, quick save state, just in case it breathes fire. Ah, nailed it. Well, that was cool. It looked cool too. Oh, okay. Yep. So, oh yeah, we did 2 stages there. Slam Dunk Kong is back! No way. Yes! Being watched by a polar bear and some kind of human in the background as well. Amazing. Okay, now I need to look up when Slam Dunk Kong was released. Which one came first? What? Come on. Oh, it'll be in my spreadsheet. Hold on a sec. Yep. When did I play it? It was a while ago. Oh, this is reminding me of the other Monkey games I played. Monkey Shines was actually a lot like this in the design of the main character. Just ripping off Donkey Kong, but without the technical, yeah, Silicon Graphics workstations and stuff and the artistic know-how. Slam Dunk. What? Why can't I find it in my spreadsheet? Hold on. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Why is this so difficult? $1997. Oh my god, why was that so hard? So this predates Slam Dunk Kong. This is 1996. So a basketball playing gorilla is, I guess, was out there before Disambo made their Donkey Kong Country ripoff. While we're on the topic, the Igloo's review of this game that mentioned the Taiwanese release, it had a title for it as well. The translation of the Korean called it Adventures of the Golden River, but it also supplied the Chinese characters for the title of the game, which come out as Jin Gang De Mao Xiang. Forgive my awful pronunciation, but the translation of that is King Kong Adventure. So it does use the same characters, Jin Gang, which are the name for King Kong in Chinese, that were also used in the name of Slam Dunk Kong. Guanlang Jin Gang, I think, is what the title was, which means Slam Dunk King Kong. So yeah, they use that same King Kong name for the Taiwanese release of this game. Whereas in Korea, it's just called Barbarian, which Sam Derbu asserts is kind of a mistranslation of the concept of what they were going for, that of the primitive human or proto-human creature that this is. Oops. Okay, cool. So anyway, here we are in a new environment, a sort of lava, volcano, canyon, lots of cacti, giant remains, bones of gigantic dinosaurs, and also a new enemy down here. Maybe a Komodo dragon or a crocodile. And that guy who was watching us play basketball is now throwing his own axes at us, which is pretty rude, I gotta say. I thought we were friends, buddy. You get bopped now. Most enemies take 2 hits to kill, which makes you engage with that sort of janky... Excuse me? Why was that a death? Yeah, it makes you engage with the janky bopping mechanics. Okay, I can axe this guy. There we go. So, can I make this jump? No. So what do I do then? I don't know. Maybe I can jump from the top of those cacti, but they're rounded. These ones are flat, which I think is communicating that you can jump on these ones, right? So this is going to kill me? No, it didn't. So what killed me last time? The top of the cactus. It looks round and not, you know, spiky, but whatever. So this is what you actually have to do. Whoops. Let's climb up whatever these are. I can't even tell. They're right next to and the same color as those bones, but they're perfectly round. Giant vertebrae, maybe? Seen from the side? So yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. Climb up here and then go on this rib cage. Ow. Jerk. I'm gonna eat these grapes. Hooray. There's another bone I can jump on. Whoops. Huh. Okay, so I get up to that bone. Everything's bones here. Some bones can be climbed. Some bones can be jumped on. Arrgh! Not being able to change directions in mid-air is like a huge problem. Okay, there we go. Nice swingy animation. Very cool. Ooh, new enemy. Different kind of snake. Get stomped, buddy. Okay. It's so cute! Look at this thing! Baby raptor. I really like the enemy variety here. They all... A lot of them act similarly, but it's still fun having different things around. They have different hitboxes at least. Okay, what's going on here? Very cute dinosaur. It's like a little raptor or something. With your giant hitbox, easily get hit by axes. Lovely. This is going well. I'm happy about this. What's the time? Okay, we're an hour in. Whoa! There's Mecha King Kong already. These little interstitials just seem to be, I don't know, out of continuity. They don't really have anything to do with what we're going through. Right from the very first one where it was between 2 ice stages and we were just in the jungle all of a sudden. I was about to say, this music sounds a little Commodore-esque, but it's mainly just that, I don't know what you call it. The bit that is loudest? Music. Who knows how it works. Now that skull in the background almost looks like a digitized photo, as opposed to the pre-rendered CG, like 3D assets that a lot of the rest of the game is made up of. Come on. Climb, dang you. It's tricky. Okay, just, yeah. Nope. So there's a bone there. I can just jump from here. Yep, that works. Take the hit. I'm so glad you have multiple hits in this game. That already puts it like head and shoulders above Slam Dunk Kong. Not that I want to speak too badly of Slam Dunk Kong. Playing that game was almost a religious experience for me. It's a bad game, don't get me wrong, but it's an amazing game. I would say this one is firmly in the same category as Slam Dunk Kong. If only the main character had a little bit more personality in his design. As it is, he's a very standard gorilla. Even what was it, Darwin in Monkey Shines? No, Bonzo or whatever. Darwin was the sequel, Guerrilla Warfare. And he had like a hat and a shirt. Bonzo was a pretty standard gorilla, but he had those cool Funky Kong style shades, which were a big plus to his design. Whereas this guy's got not much going on, but I suppose given his backstory, he doesn't have much reason to accessorize, being like, as he is, a kind of missing link. Wearing clothes would not exactly be in his wheelhouse, I would say. But heck, we saw him with the sunglasses on during that interstitial scene earlier. That could be part of the opening cutscene, is, you know, the first thing he does in the modern world is find some cool accessories or something, I don't know. I'm still unclear about the setting of this, you know, the current time period here. Because we have these kind of tribes people, unclear what time period they're supposed to represent. I think I saw that axe pickup, but I don't think I'm going to be able to go back and get it. But that's okay, because we're up to the boss of this stage, and it's a Parasaurolophus with Stegosaurus plates and a spiked tail. So it's like a hybrid of Parasaurolophus and Stegosaurus, I guess. Walking upright, theropod style. Oof! And it's using its head as a hammer to attack me. So we'll just lob some axes at it, and we're all good. Since we're out of reach of it down here. Hey, Red Mage Susie is here. Oh great, this one breathes fire too. Apparently all dinosaurs in this world breathe fire. I guess if it is kind of that Lost World thing. The dinosaurs survived till past the extinction of all the other dinosaurs. So yeah, the ones that are left developed new powers, and that's mostly fire breathing. Anyway, hi Susie. She says, DK is looking a bit different today, and indeed, you've identified the touchstone that... Oh, okay. So, okay, we can fall down there for a couple of pickups, and then we actually have to jump to the end of level trigger, like so. So, yeah, if you've seen the cover art of this game, which I'll show you briefly here, it's very Donkey Kong Country inspired, and even the Korean kind of tagline on the box there says, it's, what does it say? Ah! Oh my gosh! This thing is a lot more dangerous than it looks, and I'm about to die. Might as well take that death, actually. I'll hit that save state right here. Susie's also never seen red cacti before. Good point. But hey, anything goes in this strange land where dinosaurs and humans coexist. In the first stage, we saw a much more modern looking human with a full like coat and hat and ice skates and everything. So that's still kind of placing this outside that, you know, quote unquote primitive era that most of the game suggests. What the heck is this? Some kind of giant ant or termite, but it also spits at me. Can ants spit? Are there types of ants that have a projectile weapon? Anyway. Not to imply that the kind of tribes people that we saw in the previous stage are primitive, but that's the kind of stereotypical setting that they seem to be aiming for here. Because there are still cultures that live like that today. And you don't want to say they're throwbacks or anything like that. It's extremely rude and disrespectful. Anyway, the reason I'm in this world is because I am an ancestor of humanity who was frozen in an iceberg after a volcanic eruption. No further details. And I thawed out after an indeterminate time. And now I'm trying to find my hometown and my my love, my damsel in distress, probably, or possibly fridged, literally, whose name is Vienna. So she gets a name. This guy is just called Barbarian as far as I could tell. Alright, well I got some pickups, but it set me back a bit. I'll just go back. Okay, there are ants that spit. Interesting. What do they spit exactly? Is it the formic acid that some ants have as part of their bite that makes it more damaging? Because that would be a pretty cool attack. The spitting ant. I'm impressed. Sorry, butterfly, I'm gonna bop off you. Okay, cool. Didn't make it to the upper platform, but that's alright. Yeah, so like the controls and everything in this game are really janky. Like your jump has a huge wind-up animation on it. If you just tap jump, you'll start doing the crouch before the jump. You can't change directions in midair, and what else? Basically, it's just really clumsy. So they didn't take like the good gameplay part of Donkey Kong Country, sadly. Not to be reductive about judging gameplay, but this game is total jank, and I don't think it's unfair to say that. Okay, I think I've found a use for the roll finally. If you have to drop down between these platforms. Otherwise, it's no good at all. So you roll by pressing down while moving, and it doesn't seem much good in most circumstances. But yeah, some of these little tricky maneuvering things, it actually is coming in handy. I could have used it maybe in the caves with some of those tight squeezes between the stalactites. Or it was mostly the Stalag Mites that were the problem. Okay, whatever, dude. Get axed, please. Whoops. Ah. It's so easy to fall off and die. Oh yeah, Gibbon's not a fan of ants, sorry. That's my parents' nickname for me because of my real life name. So I'm sorry, but I am an ant. And yeah. So yeah, Gibbon says that they do spit out formic acid, and it's another reason ants are terrifying and shouldn't be allowed near humans. So yeah, Gibbon reacts to ants the way that a lot of people seem to react to spiders. Oops. Ants are fine, she says, if they're outdoors where they belong and aren't anywhere near me. Fair enough. That's how I feel about birds as well. I'm terrified of birds in like up close in real life. I like looking at them from a distance, but I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that they have a lot of sharp things on them, claws and beaks and such, and they're like unpredictable, they're fast, and they fly directly through the air. So like could be trauma from being a cyclist and riding past a magpie sort of nesting areas, and as anyone who rides a bike in Australia knows, magpies are the devil, and they love to swoop at cyclists and attack them. We have different magpies here than they have in other places. Like there's European magpies and Asian magpies as well. I think ours are a little different to them. But anyway, that was pretty rad. We just did another like sick martial arts move on the crocodile, and also no swimming animation model just moving around. Just the sick dive bomb onto a crocodile. That was amazing. I love the cutscenes in this game. They have no reason to be so extra. They're very, very silly and fun. That ant is being really rude. Okay. Got some interesting platform design here. Just tracks just going through there. Oh, wow, cool. Another new enemy, and it's a bird. It's okay, because it's not in real life. I actually like that bird design. Come back here, bird. At some point I want to test how much, or like how much health the fruit restores to you, because I can't really tell. Like, you can take a certain number of hits before death, and I think that gets restored by the fruit. But the only indication of your health is the little, like, stick figure version of yourself in the upper right. But it doesn't update on every hit. Like, I think it's 3 different states it's in, and this is the healthy state. And then there's like a sadder one, and then a crying one, or whatever. I don't know. Alright, that's that level, I guess. Done. Whoops. Yeah, no air control. What did I say? No air control. Alright, buddy. So Gibbon's been playing Elden Ring. She says that she got to a part this week that consists of giant ants in confined underground tunnels. She chugged some stamina potions and ran through the whole area without stopping or fighting anything. Wow, well done. You made it through. That's all that counts. Congrats. Yeah, and I can see why that would be pretty scary. I know our friend Carla really hates spiders in games because she hates spiders in real life, and if they're realistically depicted in a game, like, she's very upset about that. Okay. So this time, instead of dive bombing a crocodile, we were brushing its teeth and doing it a little favor. Isn't that nice? And we're back in the sort of cliffs near a forest stage. Not bad. I like all the different music tracks in this game. That's a nice feature. More fire-breathing dinosaurs. Maybe the ants are breathing fire too. Maybe they've evolved alongside the dinosaurs. Quit it, please. There are some games that have like arachnophobia modes, but I don't know any games that have ant phobia modes. What would that be? Ant phobia? I don't know. Some kind of insectophobia, I guess. Yeah, people with minority phobias do not get catered to, sadly. Gibbons X was like, if you can't do it, you can wait until I have a chance and we can co-op through there. He's too good to me. That's sweet. Yeah, it's good to have that multiplayer. Whoop. Okay. So I've just learned that you can't change direction. Oh, you can change direction by bopping, but only if you've turned around during the bop or the hop. Damn, this game is just jank ass. Oh well. Okay, there's a name for it. Myrmecophobia, apparently. M-Y-R-M-E-C-O phobia. Who can keep all these Greek and Latin terms straight, I tell ya. I think it's usually Greek for phobias because phobos is the Greek word in question. Oop. Oop. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Oh, this is not the end. Oh yeah, that like Dimetrodon dinosaur has a long tongue like Yoshi, so that's its special adaptation. Some of them got the fire breathing, some of them just got a long tongue. So, feels like I'm near the top of the screen, so the exit might be at the bottom here if I fall down. Nope. I guess I'll go this way then. Seems like I was led this way. Oh, maybe that's what I was explaining before, but I sort of trailed off. The fact that when you bop on an enemy, you have to press the jump button again to get an extra jump off them. Like a lot of platform games, you jump automatically, or if you're holding the button, you'll bop off them, but here you do a full like landing animation and then you have to jump again. Although now that I think of it and try it out, it seems like you can just hold down the button. Oops. It's just tricky because of the, like, you can't turn around the air thing and, hold on. So I'm holding down the jump button. Hey, that works. What do you know? But this bird's hitbox is just too awkward. Oops, well. And there's also fall damage. So yeah, you can just hold down the button. That's interesting. I did not realize this before. But it does make things a little bit easier. Hold down the jump button, and yeah, you will get that second jump. Oh, the birds are tough. More than 2 hits. 3. 3 is more than 2. Ah. Oh my gosh, really? Killed by a butterfly. Nobody suspects the butterfly. I didn't burn down the school. It was the butterfly, I tell you. The butterfly! Oh my gosh. Please. No. Okay, I guess I found another use for the roll. It's a dodge roll, so we are playing Elden Ring. And yeah, your throwing animation can get interrupted by an enemy hitting you. Oh my gosh, what a hassle. But we did it. Made it through that enemy spam. Ugh. More enemy spam. Enemy spam 2, electric boogaloo. Oh yeah, I didn't mean to imply that your fear was irrational. Given says that she doesn't just have an irrational fear of them. She was attacked by an ant nest as a child. Woke up covered in them. They were attacking my bed. Horrifying experience. That sounds horrible. I'm sorry about that. No more. Oh, I can do this. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, watch closely. Yes! So, I was watching my health bar there. So the little icon in the upper right, it was in sad mode. So this is the in-between one, and I was all the way at like crying, I think, or at least I was on this stage. And getting that banana put me back up to the healthy mode where I was happy again. Yeah, this is the third mode here, where I'm almost dead. But grabbing that banana restored me all the way. Oh no! Ugh. That really should have been a jump. Alright. I was careless with my save states, so let's try this again. Didn't make it all the way. Can I do it this time? Yes. And then grab the banana. Ooh, lucky I still had 1 hit left from the ant there. Let's get out of here, please. Just let me leave. Okay. Oh gosh. So that's stage 5 done. Lovely. No cutscene. Sad. But stage 6 is the forest. Yeah, that's incredibly scary given. My spouse had a similar thing but with moths, so now she has a fear and hatred of moths. Oof, okay. More fire-breathing dinosaurs, clearly. That's just that's de rigueur around here. Okay. Ooh, this music is great. Might be the highlight of the package. But there's a lot of fun, cheesy stuff as well. Ooh, here we go. Horizontal movement on vines. I like that. Alright, let's just leave that dinosaur alone. Yeah, cool. I like that traversal. And it's like realistically bent vines and stuff. Oh man, the bopping is not my friend right now. Okay. Oh, new enemy type. And this is the Triceratops that is pretty much just a rhino with a frill that we saw in the cover art, but a different color. That's cool. I wonder if it's my friend. Can I ride you? No. It's an enemy. Like everything. Doesn't seem to be breathing fire. Like seriously, it's just Ramby. Look at it. It's just Ramby. Alright. So everything's out to kill me. But we can just get past. Like so. Okay, so some leaves you can jump on and some you can't. The music tracks don't loop too well sometimes. So I'm going to try and take the upper path here. There was a lower path I saw over there with the mushroom. I guess lower path it is. I'm at the end of a different upper path that got to this point, I think. Oh, that's the end. Okay. This is the guy from the early stage. And a new pterodactyl kind of thing. Okay. I was showing off my stunt jump off the pterodactyl and land on the ground, and everyone was very impressed. Ow. Okay, I just need a drink. Oh, the green pool is deadly, apparently. Oh, while I'm taking a breather, I'll just check if I've got any more notes to share. Yeah, that's all I had written down. Like I said, it was hard to find any info at all about this game. Oh, what I can do is I have the Hardcore Gaming review of this up. So this is what they said about CN Art. The company, mostly known as CN Art, because they were also founded as Sigmatech Studio and later known as CN Infocom, is kind of an unloved child among Korean gamers. It's hard to find anyone to fondly remember their games at all. Still, CN Art products are until today about the most readily available among games of their time. So that's something I alluded to earlier. So yeah, the Korean language one, Jumpuri Igloo, liked the graphics, but Sam Durbu at Hardcore Gaming did not, saying the pre-rendered graphics couldn't look any more hideous except for the awesome rubber look of the fire-breathing two-headed dinosaur boss, with the cutscenes in between stages which show the protagonist doing all kinds of ridiculous anachronistic stuff taking the cake. Like most platformers from Korea at the time, the game is also painfully short for a game released in 1996. Yeah. So that's one person's opinion. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, yeah, so this leaf is not a safety leaf, it's a background leaf. I'm glad you can actually still jump over these as they're collapsing. That's handy. Are you joking? You just have to take a hit to get up there. This is a really unfair setup, I think. Why? Okay. Oh, there's a vine up there. That helps. Oh, okay. Well, I learned something. Oh, the vine's placed inconveniently, but I could do this. Jump here and then to the left. Oh, I didn't grab it. Was I not holding up? What? Come on. I grabbed it before. What the heck? Come on. I guess I'll try and replicate what I did before. Yeah, I think getting damaged actually knocks you off the climbing animation. But you also have to be high enough to reach the vine. Got it. Okay, save here. And then we can just drop down. Cool. Oh boy. A reminder that I have a roll, but I can't jump out of the roll, and I also can't attack with it. So it's a very limited usefulness. Woof. And yeah, in close quarters my weapon's not much use. So you have to rely on the hop and bop. Ooh, a pickup, I'll take that. Wait, that sound effect, that's very familiar. Is that from Rockman X? Doodaloo, doodaloo. It sounds like whenever you get... What is it that you get? Like a 1-up maybe, or heart tank? Interesting. It's similar. Not saying that they completely ripped it off. Is my arc enough to hit these? No. And I can't throw from a vine. I'm just, yeah, happy about how much more merciful this game is than Slam Dunk Kong. The fact that you have health, you can even refill it during a stage with the pickups. Oh, great! This is my family that I'm looking for, I guess. Or maybe not. Oh, maybe this is, though. What is happening in those cutscenes? Oh boy. Okay. Cool. Sometimes bopping an enemy does help you get higher up, as is often the case in platformers. Not in this case. This music is again giving me slight DKC3 vibes. Evelyn Novakovic's soundtrack is phenomenal. Oh, I see that platform. I figure it's a crumbling one because it looks like that, but it's actually not. So it's safe for a little bit at least. Ah, go away! No! Ah! Well, hopefully that one stays defeated. Ah! They're approaching. Oh, Might have been able to do a little bit of a sequence break if I jumped up on that treetop. But oh well, let's engage with the level in the proper way. As intended. As intended. Arr. Okay. Ah, okay, these ones are crumbling. Jeez Louise. Okay. No, please. Why? Whoa, boy. There's that sound effect again. I'll try and do it a bit more isolated. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. The being damaged just interrupts anything you're doing, so you don't get a good jump off. So if I can, yeah, get the invincibility frames and then jump up. Please, please. Okay. Listen to this. Okay. I'll do it again. Okay. What do you think? Now, I can't actually go grab that because I will fall down. Oh, and you can't change direction midair, of course. So, yeah, I just can't get those if I want to actually make progress right now. Yeah, I'm just testing this again. If you're on a moving platform and you crouch, the camera doesn't move at all with the platform. Woof. Cool, cool, cool. Progress. They sure are throwing a lot of weapons at me. Ah, cherries, just what I needed. Restoring my health back to full. Perfect. Any pickup will completely restore you, it seems. As far as I can tell. Get speared, my friend. Ow. Okay. It's the elephant from that cutscene. The one I did a judo flip on. I guess it's the boss of this stage. How did it get so high up? It's impressive. Oh, there's heavy enemy spam over there. Please. Mushroom to restore my health. Whoa, nice. Elephant gets its own sound effect. I think the game's a bit loud. I'm going to turn it down. Nice idle animation. Beautiful. Here we are. Finally at the end. Oh, look at that. Oh, is that the end of the game? I guess. I guess we found Vienna. Sorry, I was definitely not prepared for that. I'll take screenshots of these and try to translate them in a sec. The background there. Yeah, I'll go load my save state and try and translate that outro. But yeah, that's the end of the game. Pretty cool stuff. I'm glad it wasn't so arduous as Slam Dunk On. And yeah, we got through it in pretty good time. But yeah, the background. Oh wow, that was short. I was just saying the background, you can see two people swimming in the water. Okay, we're a little bit further back, so I'll just go through that again and it won't take too long. Just gotta deal with all this. By some definition of cool. Yeah, my definition. I think janky kusoge are very cool. Thank you. Given a bit underwhelmed as well, I think. Okay, first we spear the elephant. I don't know how to pause emulation. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Let's do that again. I don't know how to pause emulation in Dosbox. Maybe there's a setting for that, but that will help me to translate it if I can pause those screens, because they go by quite quickly. And my usual method would be to point the Google Translate app at the screen, and it has a kind of live translate function or a scan the frame or a photo function to then translate it if it detects the text there. Oh my gosh, that was brutal. I didn't get attacked by those bird dinosaurs last time. Yeah, how about you get stun locked, buddy? Alright, save state. Continue. I'll see if I have a pause emulation button. Or just like pause when not in focus or something. Cool. So save there, and I'll try and translate that outro. Let's see. It's actually paused while I'm in the menu here, but that's not really good enough. Because we also need to be able to read it. Oh, I could go to the CPU option. Okay, I'll do that. Here we go. Have a look at that background when I get there. But I'm going to start pointing my phone at the screen and we'll see what this says. Because I can't read Korean. Okay, so according to Google Translate, thousands of monsters and dinosaurs. Have a look at that human figure near the center of the screen from the photo that was used as the background here. Okay, this one says, I returned to my hometown where I could live better after a lifetime. So I guess the implication was I've just, defeated or gotten past thousands of monsters and dinosaurs. Back to my hometown. I thought they would all be dead. I didn't know how long this guy had been frozen for. But there you go. Good, happy ending. Barbarian meets Vienna. Okay, so I'm Barbarian and Vienna is my mate there. To live happily. Okay, so very brief ending, but there you go. I'll try and get some of these names. Cha Kyung-woon, Jin-gyun Choi. Oh boy. Poison, Chan-won Lee. Well, those were the people responsible if you're interested. It won't mean much if you don't know them or don't speak Korean, I guess. But yeah, that's the end. That's cool. That's not bad. Yeah, okay. I guess that's the end. Thanks for watching. I'm glad I was able to get this working properly. Again, sound and music emulation only working under the SCL2 build of Dosbox X, if you're interested. Yeah, doesn't quite have the wacky novelty factor of Slam Dunk Kong, where it also added basketball to the mix, but it's a similar tier of like amateurish ripping off of Donkey Kong Country. copying some of the aesthetics. And it's just a fascinating little piece of culture. Tells you something about the Korean development scene. And you get a lot of silly little animations. So yeah, fun stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. Barbarian. Time to induct it into the Hall of Fame of Donkey Kong adjacent rip-offs and stuff. I think I'll have to add Barbarian to my big Donkey Kong pixel art, which will ruin the symmetry of it, of course, but yeah. Let me see now. So I was originally planning to play some other Donkey Kong related Flash games and stuff when playing this, but as it turns out, there's some more going to be added in the next version of Flashpoint. So I'm going to have to wait for that before I can cover them in my ongoing saga to play every Donkey Kong related game, or at least Donkey Kong Country. Not everyone, but all the obscure, silly ones. They're the more fun ones anyway. Like, I've never played DKC1 on a stream. Who cares? Why would I need to? But who's played Barbarian before? Nobody. Nobody's played through the whole thing. The nearest is Agamemnon 3, doing 10 minutes, which covers 2 stages. So I'm glad I could kind of document the game in this way by having a full playthrough video of it up, even though, you know, I'm save stating and loading the whole time, which is a bit disruptive, but it's the best I can do without devoting my months of my life to actually mastering playing the game. So yeah, since I'm not playing Donkey Kong Flash games until Flashpoint is updated, and I don't know when that is, then I don't know what I'm doing next stream, which is how I'm ending a lot of streams lately, but stay tuned. Yeah, I can't commit to anything. I haven't planned anything. I'm living day to day at the moment. I'm just so busy. Anyway, that's enough about that. Thanks for joining me. This was fun, and I'll play some more silly, obscure games next time. Bye. Stay safe.